Today I'm going to put a tow bar onto my FGX XR-8 Sprint. It's a Tow Bars Australia heavy duty, 2300 kilos. It will require removing the bumper bar, drill a few holes and then bolt it all together and then put it all back on. Sounds simple. I'll take a bit of video on the way just to show you the different things that need to be done in case you have an FGX and want to put a tow bar. First up, we've got to remove these clips. Sorry about that. These clips here. There's 3 of those underneath. So let's just remove the clips that hold that in. It drops down, and then up here you can see, if I can get it, see right there, with my fingers pointing, here's a screw you've got to undo from up there. Also, so that's on both sides, and then on the back inside there's 2 screws that come out. Okay, the next bit is on the inside here. There's 3 clips, plastic clips there, and that comes out. So that's that piece of trim right there. Then you pull the clips from this backing here, you peel that away, and that gets into the tail light assembly. And it's a matter then of removing 3 nuts, disconnecting the loom and removing the tail lights on both sides. When you're pulling the the tail light out, once you've got it free, you'll notice there's a grommet in there, so you've just got to push that grommet through to release the cable. Release the grommet, you can just feed the cable out through the hole and the plug fits nicely. The headlight out, you've got these 3 clips here to remove on both sides, and then in theory the whole bumper skin should come. So the idea is to flex this bottom edge down and out. As you can see, I broke 1 clip on both sides. I think I'll live with that because it's got a screw here to hold it, so I think the rest will be fine. And then it comes off, and the last thing you have to do as it comes off is to disconnect your reversing sensors. So this is what we have now for the next stage of the bumper job, or through the tow bar job. As the next part of the job's all underneath, I put the car up in ramps. I'm going to drop both mufflers because the tow bar fitting will go up on the runners next to up above the mufflers. So the next part is to drop the mufflers down. So there's 3 rubber mounts. There's 1 here, 2 in there on the right hand muffler. They have to be dropped, and the idea is to get access to this heat shield. So we've got to pull the heat shield away so we can bolt on the tow bar and then put the heat shield back, because the tow bar bolts up against that railing. And then on this side, slightly different, it's got 2 just at the back. And again, here's the heat shield, and I've got to work out how to drop it. To release the heat shield, you have to drill out that rivet up there, and there's 1 down there. You can see I've already drilled that out, and then that allows the heat shield this side to be bent down. The Tow Bars Australia kit comes with rivets to rivet back up. On the other side, passenger side, you can see that once I had removed the weights, the muffler, there's just 2 clips holding the heat shield there, and then I was able to bend it down out the way so I could get access to the rail there. The next bit to do is mark out the cutouts. So this piece here, you can see from up there down around there will be cut out and right down, because the rail for the tow bar goes onto this chassis rail on the outside. On the other side, the rail, you cut out this piece, the rail goes on the inside, and then it's a matter of drilling 3 holes on this side, and on the other side 1 hole. I've already cut both cutouts. You see that one there and that one there. A mix of a pair of tin snips and an angle grinder. Once you've cut and clean up all the sharp edges, a bit of primer that just stops any corrosion in the future. Okay, so we have to drill one hole on each side on the rail, and then a bit of primer just to protect it from corrosion. You can see the other one there on that rail. It's a 305 mils in from the back, 53 mils up. That's for the tow bar. So I put the tow bar up once, and I couldn't get it to align on this side, the right hand side, the driver's side. And what the problem is, you can see this little piece here. In the manufacturing, it's obviously raised for strength or something, but it happens to stop it aligning with the nuts here. So what I'm going to do is simply hammer and a punch, flatten that out as needed. So it's a bit butcherous, but it's now flat, and I'm sure it will be fine. I'm just going to put a couple of stop drills in it so that any cracking. So I've put the tow bar up, just held it loosely in place with a couple of clamps. This time, of course, the bolt holes align. So there's one bolt up through here, which is coming into there. You can see that. And then there's two on the side here. I only done all those just enough to hold it in place, because the next part is the most challenging part, and that is, there's my hole. You can see there, at the moment, the hole's not so well aligned. So while I drilled it beforehand on the measurements, I suspect that I probably was better off not drilling it on the measurements, but to actually just drill it afterwards. So possibly what I'm going to do. We'll see how we go. So the tow bar's on and bolted on now. See, we've got big bolts through there and a spacer. I had to drill those with a 12.5 mil. The chassis runner runs up the inside of that chassis rail and then bolts through. So that's pretty handy. The devices they had, which was the bolt welded onto a spring steel ring, worked incredibly well. Very easy to get it in the hole from the inside. And you can see here, that's the inside runner, and that runs about 320 mil up through there, and the whole thing is locked neatly. And then there's the bolt up through here. Oops, on this side, as you've seen, bolts there. There's another bolt here you had to drill through. On this one, the runner's on the outside, and you can see up there the bolt comes through. Same arrangement with the spring steel welded to it, the circle of steel. The only catch with that part is, you can see here, this hole is not big enough to put it through. It goes through this slot, so you just need to have it in place before you put the bar up, which I did have it in place, and that was sheer luck because I was just seeing how to get it in. So that's the finished product with the tow bar now fitted. Next step is put it all back together and then run the wiring before I put the bumper on. So I'll put the mufflers up, put the lines back where they belong, and then connect up the wiring for the trailer plug. And then on the way the wiring harness works, it connects into the existing harness for the right hand tail light, and there's an extra lead on that for the tail light to connect to, so you can see the leads there. Then there is a grommet which I removed here, and then I had to drill a hole because it's plastic. It just shattered, so it's not very neat, but once the grommet goes back on, I'm sure it'll look okay. And on the other side, you can see there, that comes out there, and then be able to run the cable down. So now you can see it's installed, so you can see the cable is connected, the wiring harness for the trailer is connected here, and on that one there, and then this is where your tail light will connect. There's the grommet back in place, and the harness coming out, which I will run down along here probably and find them out. Okay, the cutout from the bottom of the bumper, it's marked on the back of this. You can't really see it now because I cut down the lines. Just drill a couple of holes, and then I just used a jigsaw, and it worked pretty well. And then all I've got is some of this corrugated tubing. Focus there, sorry about that. Corrugated tubing. And then I have put it all around, and you can see there it just grabs beautifully, and then it will finish in nicely. So what I've done is I've just put the bumper up. There's these two little, or this little slider that goes in. Popped a screw in there and a screw in there, just loose at the moment. Make sure that slider's in. Before I put it up, I connected in the cable for the plug for the reversing sensors. And now what I'm going to do is just to flex these down and under to get into these clips here that you can see. Don't know how hard it is. And here's the finished product. You can see nice fitment, and of course you put the tongue on when you need to tow. It still looks pretty good on the sprint.